Well, I jumped in my car today and I got this. Dang it, the service is due. Crap. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's kind of a crappy day today, but stuff's got to get done, so today's the day. Today I'm going to do a oil, fuel, and air filter on my 2012 Volkswagen Golf TDI. It's the same engine on a 2009 to 2014. It should be the same on the Jettas or any of the variations. Might be some changes on the belly pans underneath it on bolt holes, but I believe it's all the same. Today I'm just going to do a clean sweep over the tools that I use. You can deviate from these a little bit. Some people like power tools, some people like hand tools. You can use whatever you like. But let's go over the parts that I'm going to use for my 2012 TDI Golf change today, and let's get this started. All right, the first thing I'm going to need is, this is just a normal driver for bits. I have a T-handle one. I actually have the straight edge for it too. But the main ones you're going to need a T30, a T25. I like to use a little pick around the oil. When you take the oil filter off, there's an O-ring around there, and it's just a little easier. You can use a pocket knife or anything like that. I have a 19 millimeter for the drain plug, and then I also have a this is a 1 inch and a quarter. This is going to do the filter cap on the top. Technically it's like a 32.5 millimeter, but it's like a special adapter you got to buy, whatever. But 1 inch and a quarter works perfect. There's no play in it, so that's what I have, whatever. And I'm running in a 1/4 inch driver like that, so I have the corresponding extension and the ratchet. And then, like I said, here's an option if you wanted to. If you didn't want to do the manual, I do have a DeWalt drill with a little bit adapter on there for the bits as well. I may switch back and forth between both of those, but we'll go from there. The next thing I'm going to need is just a cheap torque wrench I got. I believe I got it from Harbor Freight or something like that. I don't even remember. But we need to do the drain plug. We have to tighten down to 22 pounds per square feet, and the oil filter cap, the little plastic cap that you'll use with this, it's like 18 pounds. But anyways, this is on my Volkswagens. I try to use all OEM filters like that. I try not to do any of the cheap, like you're going to auto zones like that. Nothing wrong with those. If that's what you got, that's what you're rolling with. But I try to stick with the man. That's what's OEM. If I go to the dealership, that's what they're going to give me. But this is the fuel filter. It's a PU 936/1. This is going to be the oil filter. That's going to be HU 719/7, and this is going to be the air filter C35154. And the oil, I had a little hard time finding the oil. I actually just ordered ordered it online and shipped it to it, because this is a particular brand that it's Volkswagen recommends. But the thing you got to watch out for, this is Catch-Old Edge 5W30LL. But the big thing you want to watch for is on these diesels is Volkswagen requires a Volkswagen 507. So that's what you're looking for, is 507. That's what they recommend. That's what they require. I think there might actually be some warranty things if you don't use 507. But anyways, that's what you're looking for. You don't have to get the exact thing, but I would highly recommend getting VW 507 for the 2009-2014 diesel TDI engines out there on the market. That's what I got. I ordered it. I think it was like 40-something bucks, something like that. Next thing, guys, some of you guys like doing just gloves like that, a little rag like that, a funnel. I got me a big drain plug or drain catch pan. You don't need one this big, but I have multiple vehicles and stuff like that, so I got kind of a big one. And then, of course, you can just use a regular old pan too, if that's what you got. Roll with what you got. The next thing I got is I don't have a lift, so I'm gonna be doing this in my driveway. So I just have 2 jack stands, just to be a little on the safe side, and then I got a floor jack, obviously, to get the car up and do that. So that should be all you need for this. But right now I have the car sitting over here. I had to drive it in town to get the parts and stuff I needed. But so I got the hood up right now and just trying to cool it off, because obviously you don't want to try to do this when it's like the hottest oil and burn your fingers off. So I'm just letting it sit the cooler for a little bit. But when you think it's good, you should be good to go. All right, let's get this going, and I want to jack the car up, get it up, and we'll go from there. Okay, and under here, you're supposed to have torque sticks like this, but you can see that this is a Phillips, this is a Phillips, this is a Phillips. There's another torque, there are a couple torques back here, and then down this side as well. But the front ones, there's no bolts on the front. Some people may want to try to take it out, but these just slide in. So it just like it slides in from the back and it slides in on front, so it goes. So there's no screws in the front, except for that one right there. But my car is actually missing that, so I guess less work for me. But so, yeah, just you're gonna have to take this whole piece off right here, this whole belly pan. And then because the drain plug's like right around this area right here, but we'll get to that. And I had to change over to Phillips because whoever did this had Phillips there. These back here, the back three, they're going to be the T30s. The last one that's holding the whole thing up, so it's kind of, I keep my elbow up like that, and then it'll kind of keep it up. Okay. It's gonna come down, sit to the side, set the tools down to the side, and then just kind of grab the whole thing and just kind of get back. You might catch these little, there's these little, right up here, there's like these little catches on it right here. I don't know if you can see it right there. You need to like push down right here, and then it'll push down, and then the whole thing will slide it that way. Yeah, it's kind of tricky sometimes, but it should be fine. Like that. The whole thing out. One under here, I like to just kind of look around, see if there's anything like crazy going on a little bit. I have a little bit of, looks like something's leaking here a little bit, but honestly, I think that's what that is oil. When you change the oil in this thing, the oil drains down. It could be that, there ain't no telling. But it's just always a good thing when you're underneath the car like this, just kind of look around, see if you got any things going on, maybe concerns like that. Anyways, right here is the drain plug. So we're going to take that out. That's one thing I didn't show in the thing. I actually have a new drain plug and a new crush washer. You're supposed to replace them every time you change the oil. You could probably get away with not having to do it, but it's just a good safety thing. Just get a new bolt and a new washer. So over here, get your drain it up. Make sure the cap, some drain plugs have like cap in there, so make sure you take that off first. This is the 19. A little bit. You can always roll your sleeves up a little bit. Like that. All right, and what I like to do is when that's draining, while it's draining like that, I go ahead up here and I take the front cover off, and I take the oil filter cap off top of it. I'll change all that out, and what that is too, hopefully it won't be like a vacuum. Take the cap off, it allows the whole system to breathe for, say, I don't know if it actually does it or not, but that's just gonna do. So it's just a time killer while it's draining, instead of sitting there watching oil pour out. Might as well do something. So take the cap off, take that off, clean it all out, put the new oil ring on that. So let's get that done. And this thing, there's a 4 little anchor points like here, and you just kind of lift up on the corner and just kind of give it a little tug, just kind of do it straight up, and pour on the 4 corner, and that's it. Lays over to the side. What I'm gonna do is right here is the oil filter cap per se, and I'm gonna get that 1.25 inch socket. It's kind of, there's like a weird angle to it, but I always just put the socket on first, and then I'll get my extension, and there's a little slot right here. It goes in, so you just go down and put that in there, and then you should be able to do, put your ratchet on top of it, and that should just come right off. Like that. Right, this a couple times. Like that. Take this off, lay it to the side. Lay the extension off to the side. Take a little socket off. And you have to watch it. It actually wants to grab that filter. There's like a clip in it. Some people take it off the cap. Some people just leave it on. I normally just leave it on. Just take it all off at once, if you can. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt, but just get it out of there, and then that's what you got. You know, that just a reminder is the cap's here. This little plunger thing, it's going to go down the thing. So what I always do, I just gotta rotate a little bit, and it kind of snaps like off, and then undo this, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna throw it in the pan underneath the car. That I'll get the new one. Comes with the new oil ring. I kind of just get the old oil. It's not that some people want to put new oil on it, but I just get a little bit of oil, and I just kind of lubricate this O-ring all the way around. Just makes it slips over those little threads a little bit easier, like that, and then you're gonna get that little pick, and you're just gonna tilt it around. You can do it with a pocket knife too, just a pick. Just that's what I got, so makes it easier. I wouldn't specifically go out and buy a pick just to do it, but right here, I always clean up around it best you can. Of course, it's starting to rain on me too, but I'm gonna try to get this done. It's like I'm missing. So just get that little thing, slap it over, and there's a lip to this. Is right here. There's a little. You can see that lip right there, and that's where you want to put the thing. Make sure it's not up in the threads. It's this little channel. So I kind of just slip it all down. There's a different technique. You can kind of get it around, loop it around. You don't make sure you don't stretch this thing out too much. So you just kind of. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt, but grab it like 2 fingers on one side and then loop it around. And once you get it on there, you can kind of roll it down it per se. Then just turn it all the way around and make sure it's got a little grip. You can probably see it a little. It's right in that lip now. So it's there now. I got oil on my finger, so it just kind of helps. I just kind of rotate around like that. And you have a choice. You can either put the filter in first and then put the cap, or you can put it on the cap and then put it all together. It's a little easier when they are separated, so I'm just going to put the filter in first. And remember, this end goes down, and there is a little bitty O-ring there too. So I put just like I said, I have oil on my fingers. You ain't got to like douse it in oils like that. Just get it going like that, and I'm going to put it in first. And it's going to click. You're going to hear like a clicking It's one of the things you'll know it's in there because it had a little click. You guys, you can hear it. It'll click on. And then I spin it around just to make sure it's in there. Do it a little good. And then I just bring the cap down again. Put it on top of there. And always hand tight this, like hand start it is what I mean. Rotate it as best you can. And then you're going to get your torque wrench out and go to 18. They're all different, so I really can't tell you how yours work because they're all kind of different. So same thing. Put the wrench socket on the first. Put the extension in that little channel right there. I can hit it down. All right, and then here. Just taking time because it is a plastic cap, so you know if you feel any resistance, just stop what you're doing. And then I can tell it's kind of bottomed out there, and I'm just gonna wait for the torque wrench right there. That's it. All you do. Once you're done with all that, just get the cap in there. Like I said, you'll see these little balls every now and then. These little things. This is what goes in there. They'll pop out, so you just gotta make sure that they're not on the little stud things anymore. Mine all actually stayed on the cover. I use the oil drain as kind of like a guide. Just make sure it's on there, and once you're good, just hit it down. And I do that because I know some people will do this first and go underneath it and then come back up. I do it this way because what I do, I take everything off. I do everything for the oil all at once. It's all right here. I do take it off and put it all back, and I'm done. I don't have to come back to this area again and do the oil again. I'm done. Once you're done, you're done. So then all I gotta do, I have to go back underneath the bottom and put the drain plug back in. So let's do that real quick. Let's put this back on there. Just kind of all you're doing is just reversing pretty much what you did. I always hand tight or hand thread everything just in case. The last thing you want to do is strip this thing out because, oh lordy, I didn't even want to go there. You mess this thing up. Like there. Wipe it down a little bit. I can push all this stuff out of the way. Get that on there so I ain't got to come back under here again. And then I have this at 22 pounds per square foot. I can do that. And that's it. It's not much, but that's what it is. All right, and then the next step is kind of a pain in the butt, but it's putting that shield back on it. It's always a pain in the butt. These front ones, you have to like pull it down a little bit, but just kind of a pain in the butt. Nothing around that, whatever. And then I just go around. I normally put these back ones on first. And I leave everything loose. Because if you tighten everything down, you ain't gonna have the wiggle room you need, because you're gonna notice that you're gonna need to wiggle it. So just take your time. Make sure everything on here is on. I just kind of look over the screw holes, make sure they're all nice tight, kind of tap on them a little bit, and then make sure that this is right. A lot of people will get this wrong, or it's kind of a pain in the butt. So you think, oh, I got it all good, and then your things are not in the right thing like that. So just like that, I do like a little tap test on it, make sure it don't come out. So this does do a vital part. One, it does protect the bottom of your car from stuff like that, but it also is aerodynamics for your car too. So it I mean, you're not going to lose 20 miles per gallon because you ain't got this, but it actually does do the aerodynamics of your car. So just put it back on there. Let me see with that. I'll come in here, jack it up just a little bit, get off that jack stand. Oh, like I always forget is make sure all your tools, everything else are underneath the car. They're out. Seems like I always forget something. Kind of keep all your tools together. That helps. I'm good underneath there, so that jack stand's done. Alright, next step is you got all that stuff done that you did earlier. Take the oil cap off. Yeah. Nope, not touching it. And some people, when you do this oil dipstick, some people just want to go down and stop. There's actually a click to it. You might can hear it. There's a click. See, most people think that's down. Push it a little harder, and you'll hear the click. That's when it's in, because if you don't click it in, you're getting the wrong reading. So make sure you go all the way down on it and redo it. I need to add more oil. There's this little area. It has like cross stitching. It's got two little dots, a little cross stitch area, and then two little dots. And you want it all the way to the top right there. Top two things. So just clean off every time, and always, if you're not 100% sure, check it again. There ain't no problem with checking oil more than once. I'm gonna just cock it up just a little bit. Make sure you put this somewhere, because I've had it where you crank the engine and it rolls off and goes in there and you're fine. And you know what to do. So like that, take stuff off that's going to rumble off the engine for a second, like that, and then let's crank it first. And see, it's low. So what I'm gonna do, put that down. Bam. Air fritz is pretty easy. You're gonna use your T25 bit on there, and there's one here, 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 here. Pretty simple. Should be good with that. You kind of look it around a little bit, and I just opened up a little bit. You notice that the way it looks, the rubber, and then there's the port down here. So, and always look down there, make sure there's nothing like really big or anything like that. And I got a little bit of stuff in there, which isn't unusual, because this soaks up leaves and stuff like that. So I'll get a rag, and luckily my rag has a little oil on it, so in a way it kind of, not heavy oil, but you know, it's just enough so it'll actually stick. So I just kind of wipe the box down a little bit. Okay, set this down a little bit. You don't want nothing falling in there. Here's a new filter. What some people do is always compare. Some people, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only person who's ever got wrong parts. Like, compare them up a little bit. Okay. Just slap in there a little bit. And you notice I'm only lifting up just a little bit. So there is like the hoses and stuff like there. You have a lot, just don't lip it all the way up or whatever. Get in here, I push it in there. There's a little seal. You just make sure you get that seal all the way around. Make sure it actually goes in there, because it likes to hang over the lip. So just make sure it goes all the way around. Push it down, like that. And reverse do it, everything else, and just do hand tightening on this. This is one reason I like to do hand tools. Some people might do power tools. It's just on plastic items, you just have more of a tendency to strip things out. So I just do everything by hand. Maybe I'm just old school. That's it. Go over, make sure you did all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all in. Good to go. That's it. There's the air filter. All right, next thing up is the fuel filter. This is the filter right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. This is going to be a T30. And then I got the new one here, of course, with the O-ring in there as well. So this area, it has like a little pan right here, like a little divot. So there's sometimes stuff in there. Mine definitely has stuff in it. I do drive this car, so it's just a good time. It ain't gonna fall in because it's like a lip, but I just make sure I just go there, blow it out, make sure nothing gets in there. So it's simple as like changing a tire in your car. Okay, so you should just be able to lift it up a little bit. Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. So you'll notice right here there's a there's like a little lip thing, or a lip right here. So I'll go grab a flathead screwdriver. You'll stick it in right there in a little bitty lip, and you'll just turn this thing on it, and it should pop it off, and you should be able to just work it, and then it'll all come out. Let me grab a screwdriver. Right here, flat tip, stick it in here. Just work it up a little bit. Don't do a lot of pressure on this. Just what you're doing, you're just slowly working that thing up. There. And from my memory, you don't have to take all these hoses off. There are little catches right here, so I'm going to unpop it right there. Oh, no, I'm just going to do this one. I know. Just toss it right there, and then right there. It's just going to give you more thing on here. So I'm going to go up a little bit. Right here, and while you're here, you can take off this O-ring right here. You can use the pick too. Just the pick's over on my workbench, so this one's a lot easier to do than the oil filter. It's a lot bigger, so I mean, but you can get your pick out a little bit over there. And then what I like to do is notice too the green. See, there's a bottom and a top. Top, look it down, the green. I can see the arrow, so this is going to go in just like that. I'm just going to stick my finger down there. Make sure your hands are clean on this, and just pick it up and let it drain a little bit. Take it around a little bit. Here, I'm gonna put it down here, and then get the other one, drop it in there, get the new one out of the box, make sure it's all nice and smooth. You can feel it around there, and then lift this back up and slap it on there like that, similar to the oil. You just get on there, just kind of roll it on there, roll it. And you want to make sure it's not on the plastic, between the plastic and the metal, there's that groove right here. Right here is where you want it to be. Make sure you have it on there. Here, roll it all the way around. Make sure it all the way around. Feel all the way around. I think I'm good. And we're just going to set it back in there, and then I kind of just rock it back and forth, making sure my holes are lined up like that, and go around and kind of do your screw. If you're like me, it doesn't always want to just pop down in there. So what I do, I tighten all these up, or get them hand threaded. I'm sorry, get them all hand threaded. Like that, and then I'll get my driver, and I almost do it like I'm doing a car, like lug nuts on a car. I kind of bounce back and forth. All right, put that down, and then don't forget these little guys. We took them out earlier, so stuff them on there. And then put it down like that. That was it. So what we did today, we drained the oil, put a new filter in, filled it up, cranked it real quick like that, put the new air filter in, and we did the fuel filter. I am going to crank the engine over just real quick and make sure it is. But what I do is I turn the engine. I don't turn the engine on. I turn the ignition on, and then I turn it off. I turn the ignition on. I turn it off. And then on the third time, I'll have to turn the ignition on. I have a push button to start one, so you know if you have a key, you ignition off, ignition off. I have a push button, so it's a little different. But on the third time, I will push it and then I'll continue holding it, which will actually crank the car on that. And what that's doing when you're doing off on, it's going to reprime your fuel. There was fuel still left in there. It's really not that big of a deal, but it's just a habit I always do, especially with fuel systems. It's just always a good deal to prime it like that. And the last thing to do is to reset your service light. It's a pretty easy thing to do. All you gotta do is get in your vehicle, turn the ignition to on, let it fully sync up, everything else. You notice it still says service now. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna wait till that comes off. Use your controls on the side of your, right here. Go to there. You scroll all the way down, and it says service. We're going to click OK on that one, and then you hit reset. Do you really want to reset your service? We're going to go OK because we did it. OK. Going to do service reset, and that should be it. So I'm going to turn the car off, and there we go. The service light is off. So and then it reset the service ticker. The service on these Volkswagens is every 10,000 miles or 372 days. I think it calculates the 372 days. All right, guys, that's it. I finished just in time. The weather just kept getting just worse and worse, drizzly and drizzly and drizzle. It just kept getting worse on me. But we finished it, and that's it. This job's a pretty easy job. I think anybody with like some basic hand tool knowledge will have no problem knocking this out. There ain't really nothing to be worried about. The only tool that most people may not have is the torque wrench. Some people don't have that. It's just not a, you know, if you're not really doing a lot of tools, most people have it. But you can go down to your local parts store and get that torque wrench. Free, it's a free rental type thing. You put down 20, 30, 40, however much money it is. Then you return the tool back in the good condition, and then they'll give your money back. It's free. I just happen to own one because I do work on quite a few things like that. But if you guys like these videos, I might actually start doing them on my other vehicles, just to help someone out, just to, you know, give them a little more confidence in doing it like that. But if you can, guys, and you like these videos, please like and subscribe if you can. Until next time, guys, you guys take care.